Welcome back to another episode of the Basement Ballers. I hope you guys have been enjoying the content as of late. We're going with weekly long-form videos along with all the shorts that we've been posting. So all the support, all the likes, all the subscriptions and everything, greatly appreciated. Before we start the video, check out the description. All our social media will be on there. If you virtually look up Basement Ballers, the name on every single platform, you're going to see his face, you're going to see my face. But without further ado, let's get into today's topic. And that topic is, will Liverpool repeat as Premier League champions? And how does Liverpool's season look like as a whole? Obviously, Liverpool, not just English football, but in European football, have been a topic of a lot of discussion. They have been the front runners in money spent by probably quite a margin, as well as signing big profiles that have maybe a lot of people could consider not been Premier League proven yet.
But a big profile that could potentially still be signed, who is Premier League proven. More on that later.
Exactly. And so this does leave a lot into question. Number one, does having too many signings, Brahim, in one transfer window ultimately lead to success? Right? Because obviously we have a lot of changes going into the squad. And then the other thing is, will every signing pan out? Essentially, individually, not just as a team, but individually. Obviously, so far, as things stand, let's lay it out. Liverpool Football Club have sold Gerald Kwanzaa, have sold Luis Diaz to Bayern, and have sold
Trent.
Have sold Trent to Real Madrid.
Even though it's barely a sell, but they got Trent is gone.
Kelleher to Brentford. And these are players to a large extent last season, especially I would say Trent, Kelleher, and Luis Diaz, players that contributed a great role to Liverpool's Premier League winning side. Alisson goes down, Kelleher steps up. Trent is Trent. And then Luis Diaz just behind Salah in terms of goals scored for Liverpool. So he obviously contributed a lot and scoring goals in important moments for Liverpool. Obviously, that creative player that also provided a lot for us. So they're gone, but in place so far as it stands. Of course, minus any sort of academy players and things like that. But like the sort of the quote-unquote big signings include Kirkes at left back, Frimpong as right back, right wing back, whatever you want to call it.
Ekitike, I think that's his name, as striker. And obviously the big bad boy signing of Florian Wirtz, who is the £100 million signing. Oh, don't do that, bro. He was like 100. Wasn't he like 120?
He's 100 and then 16.5 million in add-ons.
Oh, okay.
But performance-based add-ons, so they haven't been paid.
So for your sake, I hope you guys have to cough up that 16 million because that means you would have been doing well.
Exactly. So a man like me wouldn't be too upset if I'm being honest.
That's not your money. It's one thing about fans I'll never get, bro, when they talk about the club's finances, bro. It's not your money. Why do you care how much your team spent? Oh, I wouldn't spend that much. It's not your money, bro. Why do you care? Anyways.
So first of all, I think the best way to go about this is to say we both give our opinions on the topic. So the question is, can Liverpool repeat as Premier League champions, Brahim?
I think, yeah, just because I feel like with Arsenal, for example, that's like the main team because obviously they finished second, so they were the ones who challenged. I mean, challenge is a very, I use it very loosely, but, they did challenge Liverpool last year, quote unquote. They obviously made a few signings, Gyökeres, they got him over the line. I mean, Kepa as a backup goalie is all right, I guess. They desperately need a left winger. I know they got Norgard in the midfield, but he's a squad player at best, nothing too crazy. They're linked with Eze. They got Zubamendi, obviously. They got a few players over the line, but my thing is I just don't know with them because, I mean, obviously I'm not going to look too much into it, obviously, because it was only like a 20-minute cameo against Spurs. But, Gyökeres did come on, looked a bit rough, but, obviously I expect that to change. I think Arsenal's main issue was addressed, obviously getting a striker, but I still feel like their left-hand side needs work because right now Martinelli's just not doing it. That's why they're linked to Eze. Even though Eze, the rumors are they want to get him as more of a number 10, so that also begs the question of what's going to happen to Odegaard. Kai Havertz is coming back from injury. He missed 4 months at the end of the season, last year with injury, so there's that. Gabriel will be back soon as well. But I mean, I just don't see it personally. There's Man City, obviously they made some signings as well. Cherokee, Reindeers, all of them. Holland hopefully will have a fully fit season just because he was injured a few times last year, but even them, I'm still not 100% sure because the City team is still very, like, a lot of changes have been going on recently. Obviously, they got a new goalie as well in Trafford, so I mean, them, it's still up for debate. Chelsea obviously looked very good, won the Club World Cup, finished fourth, got a Conference League, finished, like I said, fourth, which is their best league position, probably, like, I think since 2021 at least. So they're on the up. I still don't see them really challenging, and then you're taking a team that already won the league last year, and I think probably made the better signings, I'd say, out of all the teams. So, yeah, I think the only thing I would say is obviously Luis Diaz going was probably, I don't know, obviously from your perspective you can talk about, I don't feel like it was the most ideal thing for you because then who would really be your like your out-and-out left winger? I know you could probably put, like, I know Wirtz can kind of work across like a front line. He could probably play there. Maybe you put Gakpo there. I don't know, but I just don't know. I feel like right now Liverpool, I know there's links to obviously Darwin Nunez might leave. I would keep him personally because you guys have Darwin Nunez, Gakpo, and Ekitike as like strikers, but also Darwin Nunez and Gakpo can also go, especially Gakpo, they can go as left wingers. So I would keep them. But I think, Liverpool are probably gonna win the league next year. I think if they sign Isak, obviously because they're linked with him, if they sign him, I think then it's 100% confirmed. Because obviously, the one thing I could say about Liverpool is they don't have like an out-and-out striker, like a very good one. As of yet, we don't know how Ekitike is gonna perform. Obviously, we know Darwin Nunez is not, the greatest. I know you guys love him for some reason, but he's obviously not the greatest striker around. And Salah, I made a live the other day, actually, so follow the TikTok, guys. But when I was on live the other day, a lot of people seem to think Salah's going to fall off this year, which I don't agree with just because he had probably his best Premier League season last year, carrying a team that, honestly, I didn't think were going to win the league. I didn't think Liverpool's team was that good. So he'll carry them to a league. Obviously, he's only getting better and better, aging like a, I'm not going to say fine wine, no stuff for Allah. He's Muslim in that, but, He's been doing good, man, and now I feel like with the signing of Wirtz and more attacking power, it maybe takes less of the pressure off of him, which, maybe statistically he will dip, but I don't think that's him falling off. I just think that's for the betterment of the team overall. So I think I'm really liking what Liverpool are doing. My only question is obviously just my biggest wild card is Frimpong, because obviously I know Trent has issues defensively, but he's so good attacking-wise that it does compensate for it most of the time. Frimpong, I know, is very good, but we're going to have to see. And obviously, he's coming into, I know Liverpool fans don't like to say, but Trent is, a club legend, unfortunately for you guys. Was there 10 years, well, not 10, well, in the first team for about 10 years, was obviously there longer than that. But it depends how he's going to do as his replacement. Kirkes as well looks good. I know Robertson's, aging, so that was a good signing. But we're going to have to see. But I think I'm really liking the way Liverpool's looking.
Yeah, I actually tend to agree. I think, if you're a odds maker, whatever, you'd probably have Liverpool as favorites for sure. There are still, in my opinion, things that need to be addressed because, like, I think that, for example, the Club World Cup performance from Manchester City is a bit deceptive. I think that now that they've had more time to obviously come together and work together over the offseason, we're going to be looking at a different Manchester City side. That being said, perhaps defensively, I don't know how Manchester City are going to fare. They, again, like you said, they have a new keeper, and anything can happen with the Pep side, I think. So I think for me, out of the big six, or at least for me, the big four that are going to be competitive for the Premier League this season, which in my opinion are Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal. I think from them, they're the most unpredictable at the moment. Chelsea have a good squad in the sense that, like, I feel like they finally found their where each player fits. They've obviously, and
they're slowly building their best 11. I mean, at the Club World Cup, obviously the final was an indication of that, but I personally still think they're still a bit too young. Plus, Maresca's still a bit too young and inexperienced, I'd say, because I know, obviously, Arne Slot came in last year, was never coaching the Premier League, but he also did coach, what was it, Feyenoord, I believe?
Yeah, Feyenoord.
He was coaching Feyenoord, for a couple of years, and he won leagues with them. So he does have experience as a coach. Whereas Maresca, obviously, last year was his first year of, like, top-flight football, because the year before he was with Leicester in the Championship. So I think the team is still too young and inexperienced to compete, but obviously winning 2 trophies, no matter how much people want to put stock into those trophies, because I know the Conference League and Club World Cup aren't the most rated trophies, but they're still trophies. So that gives them obviously a winning that winning feeling that like every club needs, to build a culture. So I mean, there's that. I can see Chelsea definitely challenging within the next 2 to 3 years. I just think this year's still too early. As you said, Man City's unpredictable, and Arsenal's Arsenal. So
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna go on record and say this, and I've said this a lot in lives. As a content creator, I do not claim to be some kind of expert on like how to build a team, and so I do put faith in the higher ups at Liverpool, the Michael Edwards and the Richard Hughes of the world. But unless I see proper evidence, I do not. And obviously, Isak isn't through the door, but I do not understand the point of Alexander Isak. If I'm being honest, right? And the reason why I say that is because, like, when we played against Milan in preseason, you're going to say it's preseason friendly, whatever, our back line got exposed when we pushed up and pressed too high, right? As in, we were very susceptible to the counterattack. I don't know, over the course of an entire season, your only reliable center back duo is Virgil van Dijk and Konate. Right?
yeah, selling Kwanzaa might have been.
You know, I mean, we sold Kwanzaa for 30 million to Bayer Leverkusen, right? So I don't know if that is enough for us to sustain runs in multiple competitions. Because the reality is, yeah, we're going to be in Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, and Champions League, right? So that center back duo, mind you, is a excellent duo in their own right.
But one of them gets injured. Yeah,
one of them gets injured. I'm sorry, but Joe Gomez is down.
Yeah,
he got injured in the last preseason game. So
I was gonna say because now Kwanzaa's gone. I know Joe Gomez is a backup center back, but like say Konate or Van Dijk gets injured, you have Joe Gomez. Who else could you even bring
like
on?
I'm saying, like, are we gonna play Simicast instead?
That's what I'm like. That's the one area I feel like Liverpool maybe should have looked at, because right now I know they're looking for Isak, but they should be looking for a center back. I mean, shit, bro, I wouldn't mind selling you guys Araujo for a cool little 60, 70 million.
Yeah, buddy, in your fucking dreams. Ain't nobody paying no 60, 70 million for damn Araujo, bro.
Shit, Juventus was.
It was. That's just rumors, bro, on TikTok, on Twitter. We don't really believe that shit, all right? But 67 million for Araujo. I'll give you 35 million in I'll give you 35 million in a box of Twinkies, buddy. But aside from that, we're not interested personally, all right? But overall, I know there's been a couple of links, and I can't really openly say like I have a preference over another. I don't, But what I do think is that depth in that position is super vital, especially if Arn is wanting to play a higher line this season, more pressing football. You need center backs that can sort of hold that line and play that role really well. So hopefully that's in the works. If you can accomplish both, as in get Alexander Isak and get like a center back, okay, who am I to say no, right? As again, it's not my money. You know what I'm saying? Not my money. You know what I'm saying, Brahim? So that being said, the other thing is that they gave, I know Darwin Núñez has the 9 at Liverpool, but they gave Ekitike the number 22.
22 for a striker, but the game's gone.
So I don't know if that sort of suggests what kind of role he's going to be playing for the team or not. Or maybe it's just the number that the brother liked. I don't know.
Yeah, because 95 million, bro. That's what you guys paid for him. I doubt he's going to be a squad player.
95 million to sit on the bench is crazy.
Yeah,
there's no way.
Liverpool isn't a Man City or PSG. They can't be splashing cash like that.
I don't know, man. Apparently, like I've been hearing, like also FSG might be interested in purchasing a Spanish club.
Yo, listen, if FSG can slide us a cool 1 billion, I'd be I wouldn't mind. But then again, I mean,
at the end of the day, you're a Barca fan, and the most reliable way for Barcelona to generate revenue is to just twerk on TikTok and ask for galaxies. Because you know what I mean?
Domestic treble.
Domestic treble, anyway. We don't really care about that. Super Copa. Oh, we got to play 2 games to win the Super Copa.
Those 2 games are against Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, bro.
Right,
2 teams who historically your team struggles with. 2
small-ass clubs, bro, please.
Beat you in the Champions League final twice.
All right, bro. Anyway. On a Premier League level, though, I think Liverpool definitely are the favorites. Depending on how obviously we manage the squad, injuries and everything considered, we could win more than 1 trophy, right? That being said, Brahim, if I'm being honest, based on the way that we're moving, there has to be expectations, right?
But I'm going to ask you a question, actually. So if you could, because I personally don't think Liverpool can challenge for every big trophy. I mean, obviously, no club really can. Obviously, it's very rare for a club to win 3 or 4
the
trophies
expectation
in a
not going
year.
to be a quadruple every year.
But
100%.
like, obviously, the team you guys have, the expectation is that you guys can definitely win the Prem and even win the Champions League. My only thing is, as mentioned before, because of your center back depth, I don't see getting both of those as realistic. I feel like it's going to be one of those seasons where either you flame out in the Premier League and win the Champions League, or you flame out in the Champions League like you did last year and win the Premier League. So my question is, would you rather, if you could prioritize one competition, would it be the Champions League or Premier League?
I mean, as Liverpool, they're never going to prioritize the Champions League over the Premier League. It's just not going to happen, right? But what I will say is, as a fan, I would want them to win the Champions League over the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, you know, as a fan, it's nice to see your team lift multiple big trophies in the span. You know what I mean? Like, so watching Liverpool Football Club lift the Champions League this season would be something that, like, I would choose that over lifting another Premier League title. And mind you, people will argue, oh, well, this one be the 21st league title.
Yeah, I was going to say that. You'd go over Man United,
right?
you know. Yeah.
But number 7 would hit so nice.
Yeah, so you guys would be now, I believe that you and Bayern are tied with Champions Leagues, right? And then I think the only teams above you are AC Milan with 7 and Madrid with 15. So you guys would go 2 clear of my club, which would be unfortunate. But, you know, you guys could go with 7 Champions Leagues, be the basically tied for second biggest, like, you know, Champions League team of all time, you know. So there is that. Me personally, though, I would say that as long as Man United's misery continues, I'd want to capitalize on that, because you never know when the roles can be reversed and then they can, you know, do a mad thing like Liverpool. So I would try to stock up as many Prems as I can just so I don't have to hear them bark.
I hear what you're saying. And you know what? I think the strategy for coming out of FSG is along those lines, not necessarily just Manchester United in mind, but this idea that Liverpool Football Club generates a lot of revenue. And I'm pretty sure last season they generated more revenue than Manchester United.
Probably,
right?
yeah.
Which is crazy, right, to think about. But Liverpool had generated a lot of revenue for FSG. Mm-hmm. They've won the Premier League title. Mm-hmm. They didn't really make a super big dent in the Champions League, but they're shown that, you know, even in the group stages they can be competitive, right? So, and then other teams in the Premier League, for example, and even in the Champions League, showed weakness, as in showed that there's vulnerabilities there to be taken advantage of. FSG came in, they spent the money to capitalize on potentially an era where Liverpool can go in and dominate. Will they? I think it's hard to say yes definitively, because it's never that simple. It's never that easy to, you know.
But mind you, since 2017, you guys could have had probably like 5 Prems if Man City didn't exist. I mean, think of it like this: the only seasons were since 2018, right, when you guys made the Champions League the first time with Klopp, right? Since that year, you guys, if it wasn't for Man City, there's only probably, let's see, I'd say 2023, because you guys finished, what, 5th that year?
5th, yeah.
There was that, and then there was 2021. That's probably it. I mean, maybe 24 Arsenal would have won it, because obviously they'd finish above Liverpool. But, like, there's only 3 years out of the last, like, 9 that Liverpool didn't really, I guess, deserve or would have won the Prem title. If Man City didn't exist, you guys would have had, you know, 18, 19 would have been in the bag. Obviously, 21, 22 would have been in the bag. So that's already 2 extra ones. Then obviously, I'm trying to think. Maybe, 22, 23, no. 23, 24, maybe no. So you guys could have had at least 2 more Prems.
Yeah, 2 more Prems. And if fate was a bit kinder to us, we could have had two more Champions Leagues.
Yeah,
but
shout out,
shoulda, woulda, coulda, man.
Shout out Karius and Trent not knowing the offside trip. But yeah,
exactly. But overall, lots of exciting things for Liverpool. If you're a fan, something to be scared of a little bit. I mean, they're playing today. I mean, we're filming this on Monday, August 4th. So they are playing a doubleheader today right now against Athletic Bilbao, and then they're playing a second stint at 3 p.m. So right now, last time I checked, they were winning. So
you guys, well, let's see, man. We're 11 days out from opening night in the Prem, which you guys are going to be doing against, I believe, it's, who are you guys playing overnight? I think Bournemouth, no?
Bournemouth at
3 p.m. at home. 3 p.m. our time, 9 p.m. local Merseyside time. So that should be a blast for you guys.
Yeah,
actually.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited because I do watch preseason when I can, but the games are at a very disrespectful time.
I mean, listen, you say that, but now, man, I'm just gonna say this, man. For the people who criticize, like, you know, not local fans or whatever, but I I ask anyone to have the dedication of Asian fans, bro, because these guys have to wake up at 2, 3 a.m. to watch Barca and Liverpool, all these teams. Meanwhile, we're too lazy to wake up at 6 or 7 a.m. to watch our teams.
That's a fair point. But guys, that is pretty much everything we wanted to talk about today. So again, we proposed the question to you. Is Liverpool Football Club poised to win the Premier League again this season? If not, who do you think is poised? And you want to drop us your top 4 prediction in the chat, in the comments, wherever, that would be great too. And the other thing is, does Liverpool need an Alexander Isak?
No.
Or should we prioritize a different position? Let us know in the comments. Guys, the Discord, Ballers Academy, almost 150 members that talk about footy. Go click the link in the bio, or in the description, I should say, to join the Ballers Academy Discord. Going into next season, there's going to be so many opportunities to chat with like-minded fans, with opposite fans, banter your favorite buddies, and everything like that. But without further ado, guys, we love your faces. Thank you for the support. Like, follow, subscribe, whatever you got to do, and we'll see you next week. Peace.